The Berean Pulpit welcomes you to my study from Hillsboro, Missouri. Hello, this is Brother Oates. In Ephesians chapter 6, verses 1 through 4, children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. Honor thy father and mother, which is the first commandment with promise, that it may be well with thee, and thou mayest live long on the earth. And ye fathers, provoke not your children to wrath, but bring them up in the nurture and admonition of the Lord. Everything flows from Ephesians chapter 5, verse 18, where it says, "And be not drunk with wine wherein is excess, but be filled with the Spirit." To be filled with the Spirit means to be controlled by the Spirit. And to be controlled by the Spirit is manifested first in the home. Ephesians chapter 6, verses 1 through 4. The second place that being controlled with the Spirit is manifested in is where you labor. That is Ephesians chapter 6, verses 5 through 9. And finally, being controlled by the Spirit is manifested by where you look. Ephesians chapter 6 and verse number 10 through verse number 20. The dangers of not being controlled by the Spirit in the home where you live is when you rule by a self-centered spirit rather than by a heart of love. The danger of not being controlled by the Spirit where you labor is that you work only when others are watching you, not realizing that the Lord is always watching you. The danger of not being controlled by the Spirit of where you look is failing to recognize and see who your real adversary, Satan, is. And as such, you neglect to put on the whole armor of God. In the home, children are instructed to obey. That's displayed by their actions. But they're also instructed to honor. That's displayed by their attitude. Parents, on the other hand, are instructed not to provoke their child. On one extreme, you can provoke your child by being too hard. The sister verse to Ephesians 6:4 is Colossians chapter 3 and verse number 21. Fathers, provoke not your children to anger, lest they be discouraged. You can discourage a child when you're too hard on them. On the other hand, they can discourage you when you, on the other extreme, are too soft with them. In fact, Proverbs 29 and verse number 15, "But a child left to himself bringeth his mother to shame." And so we must do what Ephesians chapter 5 and verse number 2 says we're to do, and walk in love, as Christ also hath loved us. And remember, Christian love always begins at home. Bereans, search the Scriptures. God bless you.